stop being busy. There's a difference between being busy and being productive. Many of us know this, but it feels very rewarding when we fill our calendar. When you're really busy, from the outside looking in, it almost seems like you're really successful. I was listening to this podcast last week, and they were talking about how, when you go to a business dinner or happy hour or cocktail party that is networking focused of professionals in your space, in your industry, someone will ask, "Hey, how you doing?" And the other person responds with, "Oh, great, busy, really busy, but really good. It's good." And sometimes like that comment, just throwing in, "I'm busy," is a way for someone to say, "I'm successful. I'm doing well because I'm busy." Busy isn't the goal. Busy isn't the North Star. Productive is. Seth Godin is one of my favorite authors when it comes to entrepreneurship and just being a very intentional entrepreneur, author, leader. And I love Seth Godin's blog on his website. It's very simple. It's very effective. It's very clear. It doesn't have any of the fluff or unnecessary stuff. It's very straight to the point. And he had this blog post on January 7th of 2025, so just a few days ago from this recording. And it was titled Busyness and Leverage. I'll read a few lines from this blog, not the whole thing, but as Seth says in this article, busy is a morally superior distraction. Busy gets us off the hook. Busy is a great place to hide. I love that. Busy is a great place to hide. That's so true. So true. On the other hand, productive can be scary. When you're buying someone else's skill and time, you're making a different sort of commitment. Your job might not be to do your job. Your job might be to make the decisions and commitments needed to lead other people to do your job. The calculation is simple. If the project is worth doing, what's the most direct, cheapest, and fastest way to get it done well? There's nothing wrong with hiring yourself to do things that you enjoy. And it's imperative that you embrace leverage to get projects done. You produce work you're proud of. But my guess is that most of us settle for a pattern of leverage that we're used to, a pace that we've become accustomed to, a day filled with tasks we think we're good at. If you're serious about the project, it's time to give yourself a promotion and to hire yourself to do work that's yours and yours alone to contribute. It's also certain that there's someone cheaper, faster, and yes, better at the work than you are. Busy is a morally superior distraction. Busy gets us off the hook. Busy is a great place to hide. I think sometimes we keep ourselves busy. We fill our calendar with things because it allows us to hide from the things that we really should be working on and towards. Those things are probably more challenging. They're harder. They're uncomfortable. And one of the ways that you stop being busy and you start becoming more productive, as Seth says here, is you start leveraging what you're good at, what you should be doing, what you want to do, but then what you could delegate or hire someone else to do. I mean, that is truly, I guess I'll call it a skill that I've worked on for quite some time now, for years. And it has opened up my schedule significantly where I'm really not that busy. I am really focused on things that I'm working towards. I'm trying to work on and solve these bigger, complex problems or ideas. And don't get me wrong, earlier on in the day when I first started BPN, I had to do everything and anything because I couldn't afford to hire anyone else to help me. I had to do everything. I was forced to. I had no other choice. But over the years, as I've built my business and hired more people, and I've learned the power of delegation and handing off responsibility, and honestly, hiring people who are much better at parts of the business than I am or ever will be. So there's no reason that I should even be spending my time learning that part of the business because I'll never be as good as some of our employees are at what they do. And learning how to delegate and hire and outsource and empower others to help me build what we're building, it has opened up so much time for me to actually be productive with my time. And if there's a skill that I want to learn, if there's something that I want to do because I enjoy it, even though I might not be the best at it, it might take me longer than someone else can. Financially, it makes no sense, but I enjoy it. Well, that's still a win for me personally because I get a lot of fulfillment out of it. But in the pursuit of trying to be busy because it makes you feel more successful or you think it's more impressive to other people around you, like, look at my calendar, look how full it is. That is not the win. I heard this, I was listening to this Alex Hormozy podcast a few weeks ago, and I have not been able to get this like story out of my head because it really just, it called to me. So he was, I think he was here in Austin, Texas, actually, and he was looking at some either properties to invest in or he's working on a project with someone. And he started sparking up a conversation with someone who was with him on this site. And this individual was trying to get Alex to come on his podcast. And all day he's like, he's begging, he's pestering, he's asking, come on, man, like, just give me 60 minutes. Just give me 45 minutes. Just give me 30 minutes. Just give me 20 minutes. A quick episode. Just want you to come on the podcast. And Alex pulls out his phone. He pulls up his calendar and he says, you see my calendar? There's nothing on it today. And I want to keep it that way. And that was not by any means a way of him saying like, you don't deserve my time. But he was very protective of his time. He was able to have a calendar that was empty because he didn't pursue busyness. His goal wasn't to fill his calendar from the time he woke up every morning to the time he went to sleep. He's able to think on and work on these big initiatives and ideas and projects because he's not jumping from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next. That openness, that lack of busyness allows him to be so productive and maximize the things that he's working on. And he understands how protecting that, how prioritizing that, how meaningful that is. So stop being busy because busy is not the answer. It is not the goal.